All right, I just wanna, how this started. It started out like I told you in Toronto. I lived at the same place for like 11 years. My rent was paid first and last, and the landlord, well, he owned me because in Toronto, when you stay a long time in a place, like they give you like free rent, like the two last months. So, you know, and before that, I stayed in a rooming house for years and never had any problems. Always paid my rent, and I moved to Quebec City, and I'm late for rent in this apartment building, and they evicted everybody that was late with rent. No matter, they were like good people, everything, working people, but if they didn't have rent on the first, they evicted them, and they evicted me for that same reason. And when I went to court for that, um, the lawyer told me, he said, well, keep your money. And I said, wait a minute, I ain't keeping my money because I said, I'm not a thief. And I said, it's, you know, I truly am, short of money, but I truly want to pay you, and they said, well, no, we just take rent, on the first. So anyone with rent after the first, they were evicted. Um, so that's how I ended up in slums. And when I hit that slum, I told you like these welfare people took my hydro, um, people on social assistance. Um, they stole my hydro because they had the electric room right next to my apartment. Anyway, I have a video talking about that. And I had threatened the landlord to call the city, and that's when he like ruined my reputation. And when I tried, to rent in decent places, well, they would call me up and say, "Oh, your dog barks 24/7. Like you throw parties in there." And fuck, I don't throw parties. I'm not the type. And all the people that know me know that, you know, all this bullshit. And, and what I would tell these people, and I go, well, if I'm such a bad tenant, why is he not evicting me? Which he wasn't. Because he wanted to keep me trapped in there. So that's when I decided to, you know, get the hell out of there. And I moved to the hotels, and I stayed there for 2 years. And because I didn't want, because I knew, I said, I'm not going to be able to rent anywhere, which was the truth. And when I decided to get out of those motels, well, I ended up here. And I thought, all right, okay, this place is a dump, obviously, but I can bear with it till I get my internet. Crystal business started. But no, this scum just started harassing me by coming into my room. And, next thing, he's assaulting my dog. I come home from work and my dog has a piece of skin ripped off his nose. And then, like, yesterday morning, I hear that psychopath upstairs coming, I thought these two weren't talking. And with the neighbor next door, which I'll tell you more about him. Because that's a former cop. Yeah. A drunk, a whatever. All right? Fucked up, but not fucked up enough to do shit and harm other people's pets. So, anyway, I hear this psychopath go, oh, the dog's not there. Okay, well, we'll go back upstairs. No, the dog's he's being boarded at the veterinary clinic for his safety, you know? And so, yeah. So, for those out there who think like I'm some drug addict because I'm a stripper, I'm not. Not all strippers are drug addicts. And there's a lot of strippers that have a lot of fucking wealth. And they have their shit together. They have big cars, and, you know, um, some of them like have a state, you know what I mean? So not all strippers are, that's stereotype, you know. And that's a stereotype, you know. If a cop, you know, if you deal with cops, they'll look at you like, you know, especially if you live here, you know, like you're white trash. You know what I mean? And that's sick because like I'm, you know, like I could be on social assistance and I refuse to be. I rather do that and earn my fucking money. And that's how I'm, you know, that's like the respect I get for it. So, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, sometimes I just sit here, you know, even knowing my life purpose and all that, you know, I'm like, fucking why me? You know, I'm no Marilyn Monroe, I'm no Madonna, I'm no, you know, I'm just a nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any money because I look how I try to save money. You know, I was planning to start saving money, opening my internet business, and quit the dancing business. And then this landlord, you know, starts making my life a living hell and attacks my pet. So that's how I got to, you know, that whole conclusion. And as I said, it took me years to believe in, you know, that Illuminati huge setup. But call it what you want, you know, for those who, you know, because I know but that's a reality. That's corruption. And that's what's going on. So that's a reason, you know, like, you know, I stay in those hotels and those motels because I knew I would end up in some slum. Because if you have bad references, forget it. And these landlords, they're not even supposed to ask you your social security number. And they do. It's against the law, you know, but they do. And they oblige you to give it to them. And now they want your bank account numbers, which is against the law. You know what I mean? You know, and you know, I could still get a place, but I'd have to prove that, you know, I have, you know, a letter from my employer, but I'm a stripper. So now these perverts are going to come around and go, oh, she's a stripper. You know, she's a slut. She's a hoe. She's no, and I'm not. I haven't had sex in 2 years, okay? And I'm talking oral and intercourse. And I'm making this public because I want people to know, like, what type of person I am, okay? And it's not because you're a stripper that, you know, you open your legs with just anybody and you're like some whatever. Not that I knock down people, you know, who, you know, are free sexually, you know, like they have multiple partners and all that. But I have my own personal values, and that's just not me, and it's never been me. And nobody can brag, like, of all the people I've met in my life, can say, oh, you know, she's this, she's that. You know what I mean? Because I'm not. Like I said, me, I go to work, and after work, I come home, and that's the end. That's it. I'm in my books and I'm in my stuff. So, that's what I'm saying. Why would you persecute somebody who's a nobody? You know what I mean? And is just trying to get better in life? Well, there has to be more to it. And that's how I get to this conclusion.